Hello! We are here at the Nürburgring at 1 a.m. To do some science. It's raining. And it's nighttime. I should put my wipers on. We are at the Nürburgring at 1 a.m. to do science because we're testing the real weather system on Project Cars. I haven't found any real data cross-referencing the actual real weather versus what Project Cars... Oh god, I can't talk and drive worth anything. This is why I don't stream myself driving very often. Haven't found much data that's actually cross-referencing the real weather with the real weather, if you will. So I looked up the weather for a handful of circuits. My data for Nürburgring is about 15 minutes old, but it was a clear rain forecast. Clearly rain, not clear / rain. It was rain, all the way for Nürburgring. So, also I took the times and the temperatures for the circuits as well, what time it is in that place at the current time, or 15 minutes ago at least. So far we're 1 for 1. It's okay. Well, that's enough of that. That was a shameful display of driving, but I haven't warmed up at all. We're just hopping right into it. All right, so let's leave. And the next track that we're gonna test out is Algarve, also known as Portimao, which is in Portugal. Portimao, Portugal. And the weather there is a slight cloud and 53 degrees. And it is noon there. I tried to find more like rain and varied weather, but a lot of the tracks right now are kind of predictably what you'd expect them to be. Like Dubai is bone dry, Australia is clear, New Zealand's clear even, Japan is clear. Like, it's all just perfectly normal. So I searched around the weather of the world for the past 30 minutes or so. Alright, so we'll go to Autodromo Internacional do Algarve, and we'll see what the weather's like. Looks clear. So the weather said a slight cloud, like partly cloudy, just a little bit of clouds in Portugal right now. And we'll see if the temperature is near my estimates, or the weather police's estimates. Ambient temperature says 60 degrees Fahrenheit. The AccuWeather, I use the AccuWeather website because they were the only ones that I found had world weather really easily. They said 53 degrees, so 7 degrees off ain't too bad. This video isn't about hot lapping. This video is definitely not about hot lapping. I just want to see if the weather changes, because I've driven real weather a couple times on like the Nordschleife, and when you have real weather on, the weather seems to change really organically. It'll drizzle for a little bit, and then it'll clear up or just cloud up, and it kind of does what it wants to really organically, rather than having slots for weather, which is really nice. But I wanted to test for Project Cars Drivers Club purposes to see if we could possibly use real weather effectively in an online championship. But this also won't give us the X factor of an online component. Sometimes weather... It seems they fixed the weather system... it seems they've fixed the weather system as far as different people seeing different weather. That doesn't really happen anymore. We've tested with lots of sessions in PCDC, and it seems like the weather is synced between every client really well. What do you want? What do you want? You want some tummy rubs? So we'll call that one a close enough. It was like 7 degrees off, and it was just a hair of a cloud off. It said slight cloud, and it was clear in game. So we'll move to the next one. I tried to pick a British trek to get some rain, but it's just cloudy and cold there. It's not raining. But I picked Silverstone. Said cloudy. It is 11:50 p.m. So nighttime. Night 11:50. Oh, it was nighttime in 11:50 p.m. is nighttime in Portugal, too. Shoot! It's midnight in Portugal. Okay, we're going back to Portugal. But it says cloudy and 39 degrees for the forecast as of 10 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago. It says overcast here. We'll see how cloudy it is. Alright, so track is 43 degrees, ambient is 46 degrees Fahrenheit, and the forecast is 39 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's a 7 degree Fahrenheit variation. Overcast weather sounds about right. Cloudy, I mean, what's the difference between fully cloudy and overcast? I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. I don't like cold tires very much. That's Silverstone done and dusted. I guess we can call that pretty on too. Temperature discrepancy seems pretty minor. In Celsius, that would be a lot, 7 degrees, but in Fahrenheit, 7 degrees is like, that's a touch difference, and might be 7 degrees in the shade versus the sun somewhere. So that's a fine discrepancy. I'd say that one is on. So we've got two on, and then Portimao was missing some clouds. So I'm saying that's probably a 85-90% correctedness rate. Is correctedness a word? Let me know in comments if correctedness is an actual word or if I just made that up. Alright, so next we're going to Watkins Glen. This was an interesting one, and this one's not really going to help our scientific data too much. I might have to drive it for a while to see, because Watkins Glen, we're just going to do short. Watkins Glen forecast said clouds, sun, and drizzle. So I figured this one might be more dynamic. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to drive this one for a little bit, do a good handful of laps to see what happens here. Weather says medium cloud. So forecast said clouds, and then maybe some sun. Is like mixed clouds and sun, and then like a chance of some drizzles, like a chance of some rain showers here and there. Why do they keep putting me on hards in this cold? What was the temperature? What was it? I didn't even check. So the forecast said 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Temperature in game is 58 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's really close. I wouldn't even call that a discrepancy. The good news is I got a 110 at night with a full tank of fuel. I think it felt good. It felt fast. So Road America is basically my home track on Project Cars, and we just got a bunch of snow last night. It's all melting right now, so I don't know if Project Cars is going to know if there's snow on the ground or not. It is still at 6 p.m. What time is it? Just about 7. Yeah, we'll call it that. Close enough. So, cloudy, 34 degrees. Road America, let's go. And we did, it's in the state next to me. It's in Wisconsin, and I'm in Minnesota. I don't know if they got dumped on with snow or not. But we did over here, so there might be some snow here. It's not going to be good driving in the Audi, I can tell you that much. Weather thing says overcast. Let's see what the temperature does. 52 degrees Fahrenheit, it says. So that's off. That's not on at all.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, I'm just going to call it on that one. I'm going to reload one time to see if the temperature varies at all. It's 52 right now. That's a big discrepancy. That's like 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty big. Let's go over the results again. Nürburgring, forecasted rain. I didn't get the temperature for that one. Forecasted rain, we got rain. Solid 1-to-1 there. Algarve, Portimao, the forecast said slight cloud, track was clear, temperature was right on. So I'd say with a slight cloud, that's within a decent range of error. Silverstone, cloudy forecast. I believe that had some clouds. Yeah, it was overcast in game. There's like a 7-degree Fahrenheit discrepancy, which is only a couple degrees Celsius, so that's acceptable too. That one's on. Watkins. The forecast was partly cloudy, maybe sunny, and maybe some rain at some point. In-game was the right temperature, and partly cloudy, like medium cloud. So yeah, I'd call that a hit. And then lastly, we had Road America, which the forecast said 34 degrees Fahrenheit and cloudy. In-game was 54 degrees Fahrenheit, so some 20 degrees, and overcast or cloudy. So that's the big outlier. There's a 20-degree jump in temperature on that track. I think the reason is that it's technically spring right now. And I don't think the game supports technically spring and also having snow on the ground, like is very common in Minnesota or Nordic countries, or lots of places have snow on the ground still, and it's technically spring. But I don't think the game engine allows that. I think it's either clearly winter or clearly there's no snow in spring and fall. And I think that also affects the temperature. I think there's a certain temperature range that spring needs to be. And this is all speculation. I'm assuming that's what happened, because was our sample size good? Not really. 5. Pretty good sampling, I guess. I tried to do the best I could. But this kind of testing is limited to when and where you test, and I can't monitor the weather worldwide. So I tried to do my best for that would actually give us some results that we could count on. Had I driven Watkins Glen more for like an hour or so, I might have actually seen some of those drizzles. If you've driven Nordschleife with real weather on, sometimes it'll rain out of nowhere. I'm sure it'll happen on other circuits too, British circuits. It'll rain out of nowhere sometimes too. So it does change. I didn't stick around. I only drove for like 15 minutes before I set a good lap time and I got bored and quit. So it could have shown us some rain, but as far as what the solid forecast was, or the time, the weather at the time was clouds, so that was dead on. So yeah, Road America was the 1 in 5 discrepancy, major discrepancy, and I do think that's just because of engine limitations. I don't think it'll have snow on the ground or winter temperatures in what is technically the springtime. So have yet to test this online on a dedicated server with any amount of people. Any of that. There's a lot of moving parts still to figure out, but as far as does the real weather system work in Project Cars 2, I'm gonna give that a yes. That's 1 out of 5. That's a, what is that? That's 2 out of 10. That's an 80% success rate, and I think we know why that discrepancy happened. So I'm gonna give that a solid, pretty solid yes. I'm gonna give it it works for now, subject to some future testing. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, maybe subscribe, but I don't usually make videos that take this much work, so don't expect this type of science-y bullshit for sim racing on my channel, because most of it's just 2-minute clips of me messing around. But feel free to subscribe anyway, like the video, call me a shithead in the comments, I don't care. Yeah, have a good day.